The last example we're going to look at is comparing a table and a graph. Once again, the strategy is the same. We want to find the rate of change, and we want to find the initial value, or the y-intercept. So in this problem, we have somebody who's moving. Lorena's mother has asked her to track down two companies and compare the cost for moving. And they're going to be moving 40 miles. So we want to know which company is better. So let's check the rate of change from a table. Once again, change in y over change in x. I'm sure you're sick of hearing about that. But change in y is 25. Change in x is 10. 25 over 10 is 2.5. So the slope, or the rate of change, is 2.5. So that means that Ron's Rentals charges $2.5 per mile. Now, we want to find the initial value. Are there any fees associated with this? And one of the things, because this table is going to work out nicely, we can kind of work ourselves backwards. If I go 30, 20, 10, and go backwards one more, I would be at 0. And if I go back by 75, go back from 75 by 25, I get 75, 50, 25, and also 0. All right, so what this tells me is that when the number of miles is 0, the cost is 0. So there is no fee, or the fee is 0. Well, let's take a look at crosstown movers. Once again, to find the rate of change, I'm going to do rise over run, which is the same as the change in y over the change in x. So my rise is from 35 up to 45, which is a rise of 10. And my run is from 10 over to 30, which is a run of 20. So 10 divided by 20 is a half. So my slope is 0.5. So the crosstown movers charges 0.5, or 50 cents per mile. And if we're going to look closely at the graph, we can tell that our y-intercept, or our initial value, is going to be 30. So my y-intercept is 30, which means crosstown movers charges a fee of $30. So let's write out an equation for each one. For Ron's Rentals, we would have y equals 2.5x. Remember, there is no y-intercept, or it is 0. Crosstown movers would be y equals 0.5x, but don't forget to add that $30 fee. Now, if we go back to the problem, we remember that they're trying to move a distance of 40 miles. So for this one, Ron's Rentals, I simply rewrite the equation, and in place of x, which represents miles, I'm going to put 40. And 2.5 times 40 is going to equal 100. Is that right?
Yeah.
2.5 times 40? Someone do it real quick.
2.5 times 40 is
100, okay? So the cost for using Ron's Rentals will be $100. Now let's figure out how much it would be to use the crosstown movers. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to substitute 40 in for x, and then add 30. Well, 40 times a half would be 20, and then 20 plus 30 equals 50. So it looks as though using crosstown movers in this case would be significantly cheaper, only $50. Now, if you're moving a much shorter distance, then maybe Ron's Rentals would be a better deal. But for this distance of 40 miles, I think we definitely want to give crosstown movers a call and save ourselves $50. All right, excellent work. There is no got it problem after this example, so please turn to page 314 and start on the guided practice.